I can kick off. I'm just trying to see if there's anyone last sort of straggling of the adventurers that are coming to join us. But I think we are ready-ish to go. If anybody is here and is just joining and would like to add your video, welcome to the madness, please do. And yes, let's have a quick look-see. Have we got... there is an Alan of the Braithwaites in the room. Everybody behave. Everybody behave. Alan's here now. No, just kidding. Crack on. Let's go wild. So, hi, everyone. My name's Rory. And I'm going to be talking to you about why I can't tell you I'm authentic today. And it's quite simply this. Because the minute I tell you I'm authentic, I'm not. In this wide world... obscure world that is social media and all things 2023, one of the things that is so often preached about is being your authentic self. And then people are told to curate their authentic self. Now, I'm not a scientist in the way of other scientists, but in the world of Rory scientists, that doesn't work. I can't tell you to create authentic by curating authentic. That doesn't work. I can't say to Steph, hi, I'm authentic. But Steph could say to Richard, hey, Rory's pretty authentic. And the reason for that is, and there's a very, very cool description from it from mindtools.com, which I found, which says this. Put simply, authenticity means you're true to your own personality, values, and spirit, regardless of the pressure that you're under to act otherwise. You're honest with yourself and with others and take responsibility for your mistakes. Key. Your values, ideals, and actions align. Because you see, here's the thing. It's very easy to have a split personality when it comes to our online marketing in this digital age. And what you end up having is, hi, I'm Marketing Rory. Marketing Rory would like to talk to you in a meeting. Marketing Rory tells you marketing things and tells you fabulous stuff. And then you get into a meeting and it's like, la da 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 da. This is Rory and he's a little nuts. Now, that doesn't work. Because people are like, oh, well, I was expecting Marketing Rory. I don't want to work with nuts guy. Or people that want to work with Nuts Rory go, well, I'm not buying marketing guy, and so it doesn't work. When we are able to be truly authentic and fully roll in the usness of us, or you are able to roll in the you-ness of you, everyone else will tell you that you're authentic, which means you don't have to tell anyone that you are. One of the strangest and most exciting compliments I ever received from a client that I was working with, I went to meet a new member of staff. And the first thing she said to me was, I just have to tell you that when I was told you were coming, the first thing they said was, he's nuts, but you'll love him. And I was like, back of the net, I've done my job. Because I'm a little nut. And you either love me or hate me. And they were a company that loved me, clearly, because they were working with me. Or they were just on a special planet on the day. No, they did love working with me. And it was a great grand adventure. But the point is, they didn't get various iterations of me based on where they were speaking to me in a process. Now, if you spend any time following me on any of the socials, you might or might not know some things about me. All of which are true. Sometimes I talk about Lego. Sometimes I talk about Star Wars Lego. Sometimes I talk about Lord of the Rings. Sometimes I talk about Lord of the Rings Lego. Sometimes I talk about gardening. Sometimes I talk about Lego that looks like stuff from my garden. But most importantly, if you then take that version of this humanoid and happen to corral him in and bribe him with cake and sit him down, you will see the same version of me in person, just as people often say, slightly taller than expected. But that's a fun thing. And we have a great chat because you get what you are expecting. In this highly curated and thoroughly entertaining rampage through life, finding people that are exactly the same as you were expecting them to be based on the iterations and interactions you've had is just magic. Because then you kind of feel like you know them already. There are, of course, some flags that we just have to cover off. Now, there's a vast difference between being authentic and honest and real and being the oversharer in the room. Yes, we share all of the things in our world, we share all of the things that are going on, but we don't make it a pity party 7 days a week in the hope of getting affection and entertainment. Now, here's the true story. Some days are Eeyore days and some days are Tigger days in all of our worlds. Both are completely fine. Some people go, are you having a cat day or a dog day? Same kind of system. One of the most powerful pieces of advice that I got when my mom passed away was be honest and true to the emotions on the day. So 3 days after she passed away, I was feeling incredibly guilty because I was having a good day, because I was happy that she wasn't suffering. And my incredibly wise friend sat me down and he said, Headless, because that's my nickname, because I sometimes charge around like a headless chicken. He said, Headless, if it's a good day, don't fake it being a bad day because you think that's what people want from you. But if it's a bad day, don't fake it being a good day because that's what you think people want from you. And it really punched me in the head with some beautiful logic. And I was able to have a good day despite everything that was going on. And that for me is one of those beautiful examples of where authenticity isn't curated, it isn't crafted, it isn't faked. Because we all know when somebody's faking being authentic, our built-in BS meters, which we've all got, just go like bing, 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 bing. Yeah. And it's impossible to fake. And so we see it, we call it out in different iterations on different platforms in the real world and on the virtual one. But the bottom line is this. If you are being honest, and I'm talking honest in your emotions, honest in your general well-being, if you've had a rough night's sleep because, I don't know, you got hyped up on too much sugar at a virtual conference and then couldn't sleep, that'll be me tomorrow. It's pointless me going, I have full energy today, because statistically speaking, I'll probably just want a tactical nap. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. But me then spending the whole day moping is also the wrong end of the authenticity scale. And that's key. And I'll say it again, there's a vast difference between what they would call social selling and oversharing. There's a vast difference between being authentic and either being the bragger or the whinger. It's sort of like the bragging, whinging continuum. Authenticity lies in the middle. Yes, you can have that. And I'm not saying I just made that up on the fly. I'm just saying I liked it as I said it. But the point is this. As we are 100% falling in love with who we are, it's the only place that we can start from for authenticity. Because a lot of people, it comes back to identity. So I'm going to use footballers as an example here. Very often you'll find, especially as people are coming towards the end of playing careers or even while they're in them, I'm so-and-so the footballer, I'm so-and-so the footballer, I'm so-and-so the footballer. And then they stop playing football and then I'm so-and-so the nothing because I don't know who I am anymore. It's the same as, and please know I say this with all of the love and respect for the role, parents. I'm so-and-so, I'm a mom, I'm so-and-so, I'm a dad. No. You are so-and-so who happens to also be a mom or a dad. Your identity is not wrapped up in the title. Your identity is wrapped up in who you are. Are you playful? Are you creative? Are you outgoing? Are you emotive? Are you slightly nuts? Are you? What do you do doesn't define who you are. And this is where the authenticity comes back to. Oh, I am a solicitor. No, you're a human that happens to be a solicitor. You are also a creative, loving, wonderful, empathetic, charismatic humanoid that has a ton of value to bring to the world. So how do we know if we are being authentic? How do we know if we are able to do this? Well, you've got to fall in love with you first. So the question that I have for you is, when was the last time you took yourself on a date? Because you spend more time with you than anyone else on the planet. You should have some fun. Spending time with you, taking you for a date, means that you've actually got some stuff left in your tank so that you can give and you can be authentic. Because when we have capacity, we don't have to force anything because we have capacity. In Rory world, I call it the giving tank inside. We've sort of got full and empty. Some of you may have heard this before, but it's worth repeating. So we've got full and empty. Up here, we can give from a place of love because we have capacity. When we get to that 0 point, that's when all those gorgeous motivational posters come rumbling through our world. Does your car run without fuel? Does your cell phone work without a battery? Well, we're not robots. And so we can get into the stretch. But here's where things get tricksy. When we step into that stretch, we stop giving from a place of love and we give from a place of resentment because we want to give from a place of love, but we've got nothing to give from. And then, being humans, in all of our beautiful humanness, we quickly rifle through our VIP cards, grab the VIP membership of the Beat Yourself Up Club, and just hammer ourselves a little bit more just to make sure we get further into that stretch, because that makes total sense. But hey, we know how to fix it. Stop. I would say collaborate and listen, but we're not going to. Oh, wait, I did. But stop. Take a beat. In the beautiful place of the performing arts, which I spent a lot of time, taking a beat is one of the most incredibly powerful things that you can see, be it on film, be it on theater, be it in a speaking engagement, because it gives everyone a chance to breathe. Also, depending on where you are in your scene, it sometimes also gives you a chance to remember your next line. Pro tip there, little spoiler. But most importantly, what it does is it gives the people that you're with a chance to catch up. And sometimes that person that you need to be with is you. So taking that beat and taking yourself on that date gives you a chance to catch up with you, so that you can then do some of that refilling, do some of that recharging, so that you can return to that state of authenticity where your values, your ideals, and your actions have aligned. I've just realized that I have not been rampaging around in the chat. So I'm just going to quickly have a squiz to see if anybody has said anything, to see if I need to jump in and answer. If anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, and I'll even be brave, nasty statements, fling them in the chat, and I will do my best to answer them all as best as I can. Otherwise, at some point, I'll be rampaging around in the expo area with all of the sugar at my booth. If anybody has any questions or comments that they'd have to see. I'm loving all of the stuff people talking about. The bragging and whinging continuum, love it. Yes, take it, use it if you'd like to. Enjoy. Ooh, some Bond references. I'm sure I could figure something out. I'll do what I can, Richard. I'll do what I can. And then, oh yes, that's a great book, Fina, The Artist's Way. Topping up our well of creativity, because we can't draw out of it when it's empty. It's exactly the same thing. And that's a great book for any humanoid, whether or not you think you are creative, because you are. I'm just decreeing that now. So if you ever thought, oh, I'm not creative, I hereby call bollocks on that and say, yes, you are. because you're all awesome. So, does anybody have any questions or comments or anything? I've just sort of scanned through, and there's nothing specific that people have asked that I can answer, but I'm happy to answer anything. Yes. Thank you, Fina. Is the problem with I would say yes, James. If anyone didn't see the question, it said, is the problem with authenticity that we think we need to show perfection as a business? Yes. I think that there's a lot of pressure and expectation, rightly or wrongly, mostly wrongly, potentially, I don't know, I'm claiming it, that we have to be perfect all the time. And so if we're having a bad day, no, can't tell people I'm having a bad day. No, can't give away, can't show weakness. I'd like to see humans being human, because when that happens, we're all winning. Because if I don't know that somebody is struggling, Alex, I'm just using your name because it came up on my screen at this specific time. I'm not saying you are struggling in this example, just as a disclaimer. But if I don't know that Alex is struggling because she hasn't shared, how am I supposed to help? Yes, we don't have to broadcast it for the world, but that's where you have your inner circles and your inner circles of the people that you can talk to when stuff's happening. If we don't share, how are we supposed to help each other? Right, let's see. Now, I'm going to do my best and hope I don't get your name pronunciation wrong. Danny? Danny, sorry. You have a date with yourself every morning. Yes. Love that. And I also think that your next statement is true as well. Yes, I think it's not only for business, but in life in general. We're all afraid of being judged. But when you are comfortable in the you-ness of you, and dare one said, being authentic, then you're allowed to and encouraged to share with the right people. As I said, there are circles and circles and circles that you share this stuff with. But unless you are, if you're in the wrong circle, there's going to be different layers and levels that we can share this with. I'm not going to go onto social media and tell everyone how I'm feeling in one instant. In another way, I am, because I did recently, but after the event. I've had some stuff going on. It's been a bit of a rough time. And there were people that knew about it at the time that were my support system that I could talk to, or just were amazing support and wonderful people. And then there was some realness about why I've been missing that needed to be shared. Layers of it. And the sort of the sideways angles as well. Hello. James, absolutely just grabbing the lovely Kelly as an ambush. How very kind of him. So, is there a barrier to authenticity because we worry about what that might be? I would say yes, Christoph. And I think that once we realize that it's everyone's own personal journey, it becomes easier. Because my authentic is not going to be yours, is not going to be Steph's, is not going to be James's, is not going to be Vanda's. Mine is mine. So until you've hung out with you to figure out what yours is, it's hard to understand how to do it. Does that make sense to everyone? I'm seeing some nodding. Yes to nodding. Oh, and a double thumbs up from Steph, back of the net. First double thumbs up of the day. Days ago. The days ago. Danny says, I've learned that being vulnerable gives others permission to be... Yes. Yes. Sometimes we have to be the brave one in the room and be the first vulnerable one to give others a chance to have the same opportunity. Fina said, and if we don't share, someone could incorrectly think it's something they've said, done. That's a reason that we're not on form. Yes. It's so easy for us to make assumptions based on the world's worldness. As we're talking to each other, how are we going to know? Nikki said, what's my take on fake it till you make it? Well, big question. In some cases, I think it's necessary as I've got this, but I don't think I've got this, but I'm going to jump anyway and leap and fly. But I think that if you push yourself too far with that, it can radically feel like a massive unalignment of your values, ideals, and actions. So I think if you use that as your benchmark, so if me pushing myself a little bit in a fake it till you make it system means that I'm going to get there winning, but I think it can easily be a distraction that actually becomes destructive if it's done incorrectly. And if you're not sure, sense check it with a humanoid that you trust in your inner circle. Can't stress that enough. As far as I'm aware, I think we've got time. You're all awesome. You're all wonderful. Take yourself on dates. Remember that it's all about that values, ideals, and actions in alignment. And if you're never sure, I'm around on this afternoon. If you have any questions, find me on the socials. If you don't like Lego, don't follow me on socials because it will be there. I obviously sometimes talk about other things too. But yes, you're all wonderful. Thank you so much for coming. If anybody has questions, comments, concerns, nasty statements, feel free to come find me in the afternoon. And I will see you all in the trenches as we rampage forward.
That was awesome, Rory. Well done.